everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I've got another beer review for you, and it's a beer from a brewery that's brand new to this channel. They are Iron Pier. There we go. Now, Iron Pier Brewery, or Iron Pier Brewing, I don't know what they're called actually. Are they Iron Pier, or are they just known as Iron Pier? Iron Pier Brewery, there you go. Iron Pier Brewery are down in my old manor of Kent, Gravesend to be more precise. I believe that the Iron Pier that they talk about, or that they're named after, is one of the oldest Iron Piers in the UK. My mate, actually, Ricky, he got married on the particular pier that they were on about. But yeah, they've started up a brewery, and from what I understand, they've been doing good things. When I was with Lord's Brewing at GBBF, John from Lord's, he booked a section of a bar. So in GBBF, there's kind of all different bars, but this particular bar that they were on was a kind of shared bar between about 8 to 10 breweries, and each brewery got its own section of the bar. Iron Pier were a couple of doors down from John, and there was a lot of talk about them. You kind of hear it. You kind of hear background noise. Iron Pier, Iron Pier, Iron Pier. I think people were quite excited to try them. Unfortunately, that day I didn't get around to trying them. I was trying loads of other stuff. I had some amazing beers at GBBF. But yeah, didn't get around to Iron Pier. So this is my first Iron Pier beer. And of course, it's the first one on the channel. Let's have a look at it then. What is it? It's a 4.2% Session IPA. And it's defined as a super sessionable baby IPA. I've got absolutely no idea what it cost, because this was a very nice gift from my brother-in-law. The can art's cool, isn't it? It's kind of a bit out there. It's sort of British French countryside sort of vibes with the trees down the bottom there. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm really excited to try this. Like I say, I don't think we need to waste any more time. Hopefully I can get my nails under this ring pull, which I probably can't. I can't. Shock horror. Let's just get this. Ready? Boom. There we go. Nice smoky can opening. This beer is quite cold. It's probably a little colder than I'd like, possibly, but let's go in for it. It'll warm up in the glass, won't it? Boom, it looks great already. I can just tell it looks really, really good. Really, really good. Boom, and there you go. What have we got then? Well, a beautiful, it almost looks like pineapple juice. It's a slightly darker than straw coloured, hazy beer. We've got a 2-finger white foamy head. There is some tiny little sediment rocking around in there that you can probably see on the camera. That looks absolutely cracking. Session IPAs is sometimes a bit of a funny one for me personally. It's kind of a cross between two styles, pale IPA, and very rarely, in my opinion, are they done correctly. The best one I've had recently was the Wild Beer Co. one that went into Morrison's, I believe, in the blue and pink can. But yeah, this looks absolutely cracking. Let's get an aroma then. Oh, lovely, soft, delicate hop aromas coming through. Citrus. Definitely a background of pine as well. That piney sort of resinous hop character. Not really getting much more. It does smell quite sweet. There's a bit of sweet pineapple in there as well. But overall, that smells cracking. I finished work about an hour ago. So yeah, what's better than a decent Session IPA after work? Cheers, everybody. I'm going to go in again, because the first thing that you couldn't see because of the haze was the carbonation. This is a very, very carbonated beer, this. Very carbonated. That's all right. That's all right. It's not. I've kind of gave it the big build up, didn't I? That's all right. The one thing I will say is this is way too carbonated for me personally. Really struggling to get the flavours. It's too tongue tingling. It's not it's not. It's got a bit of mouthfeel, but it's almost too tongue tingling to get the flavours. You really have to work hard. Let me go in again. Let me try and get through this. Lovely bitter sort of grapefruit at the back. It's a strange one. Honestly, the carbonation is just absolutely popping off, and that kills any of the early flavours. It just all you get in the mouth is just the feeling of carbonation on the tongue. That does give way to some soft citrus flavours. Nothing's too big in this beer. It's not a big flavourful beer. Session IPAs generally aren't, but they do tend to be a bit more flavourful than this. Excuse me. There is a lovely hoppy pininess that runs all the way through this beer that I really enjoy. And there's a lovely bitter grapefruit at the back. And it's dry, and it is quite dry. It's quite drying bitterness as well. Slightly soft and malty up front that I wasn't getting before. The carbonation is dying off a little bit now. It remains fresh with those citrus flavours. It does remain fresh even though there is that pininess. Sometimes piney hoppy beers, you might know what I mean. I don't find them the freshest thing in the world. I can find them quite enduring, but that's quite fresh. And that bitterness at the back is nice. It's not too sweet. At no point is this beer sweet for me. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Let's have a look at the can then. What does the can say? Session IPA. Citrus hops with a piney, clean, dry finish. Okay, fair enough. Refreshingly bitter and super drinkable. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. Ingredients: water, malted barley, malted wheat, oats, hops and yeast. Brewed in the UK by Iron Pier, Gravesend, Kent. I know where they are. I think they're near a big superstore. I feel like they've been going a few years. I feel like my mate Ricky told me about these 4 or 5 years ago. He told me about a brewery starting up, and that industrial estate rings a bell. Yeah, it's all right. It's not going to wow you. I'll say straight off the bat, I talked about the wild. Let me see if I've got the can behind here. I think I do have the can behind here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This can is called Under the Sun, and it is a 4.7. This is a bit lower than that, 4.2. So you are going to get a bit more carbonation, and generally lower ABV beers tend to be more carbonated, don't they? Especially in the IPA stakes. As much as that was a point. But I suppose we've got to take it into account, 0.5% higher. That was just a far better beer for me than that. And that's in the supermarket for £3.50, I think. Yeah, I think this beer kind of highlights those issues that I have with Session IPAs. They're not big enough in flavour. I know they're a Session IPA, so they're kind of, everything's dialed back a little bit, but you still want some big flavours, and this is real subtle flavours all the way through. The good qualities about this beer are, I did like the grapefruity, bitter and dry and finish at the back. I did appreciate that there was a bit of pine in there, so you're reminded you were drinking an IPA, but yeah, the flavours are just a bit too dialed back for me. But I suppose for the ABV, I might be being a bit harsh, but yeah, the flavours just weren't there for me. How would I rate it then? That is it's not undrinkable at all by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a bad beer. It's just not a good beer for me. I'm going to give that a 2.5 out of 5, and I think that's fair. Yeah, let me know. Have you had any Iron Pier beers? Did I hype it up a bit too much? I mean, a lot of people were talking about Iron Pier at GBBF. So when my brother-in-law came in with this, I was really excited. But yeah, get in the comments, let me know. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you would be so kind. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.